when you came to the US with just $500,
Up to 12th grade, it's Telugu medium.
great uncertainties,
When we came to this country, we were saving three-fourths of the money. Don't spend.
disciplined,
Mhm.
long relationships. So if somebody wanted to know real vendors of the company, so you have realized before, and it's one of my dream talking to the CEO. Today it has happened. Today I'm going to talk with S2Tech CEO and President. He is the person who has flown to US with $500. You can also check in ChatGPT. You just type in Google or ChatGPT, ask about S2Tech CEO. The Google and ChatGPT is saying that. So I just wanted to go something personal life, and after that, how do you start? Different kind of questions I'll be asking. Sir, I know you have studied in India, Hyderabad. So, what you studied in, what was your education background, sir?
Yes. So the first is education. I've, if you want me to start from the beginning, it's my father was an engineer, and so he was getting transferred, and I didn't have a consistent good from eighth to 10th. I would say the turning point in my life, I would consider that eighth to 10th grades at Madampalli. So that one made a really good. After that, I went to Khammam 2 years in a private college. I did my MPC, and then I got into Usmania chemical engineering. So I finished my 5 years of chemical engineering Usmania, and then I went to IIT Kharagpur to do my master's in industrial engineering. And after I came here, I would say 6 years later, I did another master's from Washington University. That's information management. So that's my educational journey. But um, the learning never stops. To be honest, it's just the degrees that one can accumulate, but the learning never stops. It's every moment, every day is a learning for me.
Sir, I have a lot of questions in that. As I said, I am going to ask a student.
Sure.
Sir, your education was went in English or Telugu?
So I did my intermediate up to 12th grade, it's Telugu medium.
Okay,
And then I switched to English medium in BTech.
okay.
So definitely in the BTech first year was a struggle because whatever there they don't talk in Telugu at all. So they talk only in English in engineering, and the books are in English. Everything is English. So even you have to ask questions in English. So that was a big struggle for me because they were telling in English, then I translate into Telugu and understand it in Telugu. And then later on, if I have a question, I have to translate the, Telugu, first frame it in Telugu and then translate into English. So all this was happening because I was Telugu medium. But once I came to United States, it's everything is English. Now my brain also works in English, so actually think in English and communicate in English, and I feel English is a little bit easier for me to talk right now in a public places, especially.
To stress here more points, sir. You
Mhm.
said like us means I have 20 plus years of an IT experience.
Mhm.
So my schooling also went in Telugu. Now, my generation people having a challenges. So they do have a communication skills issue. When they go for meetings, they are not considering as a senior positions. So how did you improve, sir? That you have a challenge where you studied in Telugu, but now you are doing a multi-millionaire business. You are doing it. If somebody asks you, what are the suggestions will you give, sir?
I would say language one can learn. The more you use the language, the better you become. So, how do you use it? You read, English novels, English newspapers, English books, and you communicate in English. And I would say in our generation, your generation, and my probably generation, we have struggled with the language. But now with the chat GPT, there's
Correct.
no
That is true.
struggle. And there are some of the software packages like Duolingo. You can learn any language very quickly. So they make it so easy. And the AI and the apps, the language apps that you get, Translate, Google Translate, all these things you get, the language is not a problem. I mean, one should not feel that the language is coming in the way. Pretty soon we will have, I'll be talking in English and it'll be translating into Telugu for you, and you will be talking in Telugu. I'll be listening in English.
Correct.
So the real-time translation happens pretty soon, and Google is working on it, and several companies are working on it. So language won't be a problem. I mean, even the grammar won't be a problem. I mean, today, I get my memos or emails or important things reviewed by ChatGPT, and it'll really give me a wonderful, error-free, nicely formatted message. So I think one should not think that, okay, I'm in from this medium or that medium, so I'm getting constrained. You should not feel any constraints. Your ideas and your thoughts and your ingenuity, your creative thinking, those are all the things matter versus the language.
Okay. Sir, I came with some set of questions. I'm
Sure.
asking one question from this. Sir, when you came to the US with
Mhm.
just $500,
Mhm.
what mindset kept you motivated despite uncertainties?
See, coming here is a big sacrifice for everybody, right? You leave an entire family, your brothers, sister, parents, property, everything. And so that itself, we are taking a humongous step and the risk to come here. And the reason we came here, for me, it was the attraction of the new technologies. And I was working in Telco Jamshedpur. It's a Tata Motors now. Um, all the computers were Burroughs computers, and they're all made in the United States. So if you want to learn about the technology and really use the technology well, this is the place. And I knew, I mean, all the friends and seniors who went to United States did well. At that time, I mean, I'm talking about 87 means 38 years ago. So all the people who came here did very well, whether it's for masters or whether it's for job. Um, re- Comparatively, relatively, they did very well financially and even otherwise. So so that was for me, the attraction is primarily technology, but secondarily, it's a financial. I said, this country will do well for me. And so that's how, I decided to come. And I always felt that if you work hard in this country, follow the rules, work hard, sky is the limit. So that's the kind of thing my seniors told me, especially in the United States. Follow the rules, work hard, sky is the limit. And so that's how, motivated me to stay here and continue and settle here.
Okay. Sir, I want to ask one more question. Like you said you did in your BTech from the nice college and your masters from the IIT.
Mhm.
Those days.
Mhm.
It is, I'm sure it is, it should be bright students, brightest students only will get a seat over there.
Mhm.
So, how was your education? How did you prepare those days to get that kind of good merit? Are you a merit student? That is the reason it was happened. Are you disciplined such a way that you to get a good marks?
I would say, as I said, my eighth to 10th is the turning point in my life. And it was a Catholic boarding school. So we are very disciplined. We have to wake up every day at 5. And then we go to the bed around 10. So everything is very, very disciplined. So the discipline was part of my, growing up. And it's also competitive. So we were competing with each other to get good marks. And my father is also inspiration for me. And he stood first in his class. So he used to, whenever we come home, he used to actually show his mark sheets and say, hey, this is marks I got, this is the rank I got. So it's kind of, natural for, father did it and you want to do it. So that's what the thing. So in BTech, I stood second in the class. MTech, we didn't have any kind of ranking. I didn't even bother to check. But um, certainly, I mean, I studied very hard to be on the, top three students in the class.
So, when you said you have a discipline, well disciplined, I want to ask one question related to that. What were the habits or routines that helped you stay disciplined despite your early challenges in the US?
So work ethic is something I learned, or even to stand in the top ranks in the class, you have to be. Your first thing foremost, I attended all the classes. Okay, so every class I attended, hardly I had any absences other than sickness. If I had fever or something, I couldn't go. That's the only time. But every class I attended, and I took notes for every class. So that is one. So just showing up to the class and listening to the lectures, taking notes, and preparing for the exams. Exam preparation for me used to start at 5 o'clock in the morning, and so all the way up to 11 or something like that. So that was there. I think the in terms of work ethic, I would say my Jamshedpur telco days was the really foundation stone. That's a new technology that they brought. They invested lots of money, crores of money for getting those computers. So they want to utilize them quickly by building the systems and automating all the different processes in a manufacturing plant. So we had a very tight schedules to build those systems. And it's also, trial and error type of thing because these systems were not built before. The programs and the routines and all the different things. So we had to work probably, I think I used to go almost to 11, 12 to home and then get back to work by 8. So probably 8 hours of sleep. And so 16 hours we were working.
Oh,
So 15 to 16 hours, let's put it that way. Just transportation time about 10 minutes from my work to home. But 15 to 16 hours, 7 days a week, we worked to build those systems. And so when you have that 15 to 16 hours of work, anything else is a piece of cake.
oh. Sir, coming back here, you said you did not bunk any classes. You
Mhm.
attended all the classes.
Mhm.
So, what were you studying those days here in the US? I mean, like, what was your stream in the masters?
Oh, the stream is information management.
Yeah, okay. So, sir, you had a lot of experience now. Okay. In US itself, you are there 36 years. What you notice the difference in the young generation?
So I mean, I interacted a little bit with the younger generation, but not a whole lot. Um, I think this the younger generation I've noticed they were not taking too seriously about the studies. At least some of the people that I know, they were all after making money by working some places, and it's also possible that they have taken a bigger loans and to come here, and they have to work and do that. And the kind of um, competitiveness in terms of doing well in the studies or doing a lot of projects, more practical experience, I've found a little bit lacking in the younger generation. I think my thought is if I were one of them, I would probably learn as much as possible and involve in all kinds of club activities and also try to identify some problems that whether students are facing, people are facing, and solve them and start a company versus trying to look for a job. I mean, there's a Trump. After Trump came, it became very difficult for the students to stay here and get a job. Um, so there's no point in you know hoping that they will get a job. Most of the jobs will be done by artificial intelligence in the next 3 to 5 years. So there's no point in going and trying to get a job and go and work for someone. I would probably start a business, and whether it's a franchise business, whether it's a you identified a problem and you want to build something to solve that problem and scale it up. So something like that I would do. Um, India
Okay.
is such a great country. You can go back and do all those things.
Yeah, I will ask a couple of questions on that, sir. I have a list of the questions, definitely.
Mhm.
Sir, what you noticed in the young generation, they have to identify the problem, try to fix them instead of working for somebody and all. That's what I'm just making a note of myself also, sir. As I said, I am going to be student from you,
Mhm.
and many students are coming here. They are not focusing on education. They are focusing on something because of a number of reasons.
Mhm.
Sir, in those days, 36 bags, now itself we feel that loneliness. So whenever we didn't, we feel that our neighbors are not aware. I mean, like nobody there to share our views and all. 36 years back, how was your feeling, sir, when you came alone and staying in room or apartment when you go to the college? Now you can feel a lot of Indians are there. Those days might be less. How was your feelings there when you came to US the first 1 week?
No, I think I was a part of a team that came to work in the US. So we had close to eight people working in the same project.
Okay.
And so I never felt that, I was alone or I was out of place. Of course, work is definitely important. We used to spend a lot of time on the work, but outside the work, everybody helped each other. I mean, I think out of the eight people, there is only one person had the car, and he was able to take us to grocery store or places, whatever the place is. Um, we used to help each other. We used to talk to each other, meet each other. We never felt lonely, actually.
Okay. Sir, one more question. Looking back, what were the biggest sacrifices you made during your 20s and 30s that ended up working in your favor?
I think the material things we didn't acquire them, you know, whether you know, the one thing I noticed the younger crowd these days, they're buying the BMWs and Teslas. Okay. We never even thought about, buying those kind of things when we were growing up. I said, hey, if something, an old car helps to take me from point A to point B, that's enough. In fact, my first car was $500. Second car was $1,000. So these are the used cars that we had. And we bought even used furniture. We slept on the floor. And we want to save money. Um, you know, we were saving like three-fourths of the money. One-fourth is only the, living expenses and, all that. Three-fourths of the money we were saving. And I think that saving and investing, that made a big difference for me. And so that also helped me jump from the employment to the business because I have some savings. I had some
Thank you,
savings.
sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah.
So material things, you don't need to go for it here. It's whether people don't care whether you drive a a Chevy or a Rolls Royce. Yeah, it might get the people's attention, but people value your intellect and your service-oriented attitude, and those things. A lot of value is provided given, not the material things. So here, I think comparatively, even today, compared to India, people wear a lot of branded things in India. You got to have a Mont Blanc pen, like 150 or $200 pen. I have, just even today, a small, pen that is probably $1. I use it. It just needs for signature. That's it. Well, whether you sign it with the Mont Blanc pen or a dollar pen, $150 pen, doesn't matter. So I think people should take out those things, that material things that provide you ego. And so you don't need all that here. So if you can save that money and invest it, um, you will do very well.
Sir, anyway, situation comes. You said three-fourth of money. You said you shared one-fourth of spending and three-fourth money you are saving it. You said you have invested. Can you tell us where you invested and what made you to good income? And you can have a privacy, sir, and give overlines to us so that our young generation can follow. At least one, two people can follow. They can make a difference after 36 years. They can also sell that. I learned from them. I did it something. So can you please share?
So one thing is, you can open up a brokerage account. I opened up brokerage accounts and savings accounts on my children's names and our names. So even if you just put it in the uh, savings account now, you are getting 3.5% interest. If you don't invest anything, just put it in the brokerage account. Um, and if you just get a little bit more risky, then you could invest in Standard and Poor 500 index fund. Um, 95% of the money managers are not able to beat S&P 500. Even Warren Buffett admitted that he is no longer can beat S&P 500. I mean, if the guy who made so much of money in the stock market says he can't beat S&P 500, why not we take it? So investing is very simple here. In fact, you can go to Robinhood. Within 5 minutes, you can open a brokerage account on your name and on children's names. And not on Robinhood, but in Robinhood, you can open up an account on your name very quickly. So, so open an account, do monthly automatic investment planning. So every month it will take some dollars and puts into that investment. So if people could invest, I mean, some of the people that know stock market and all that, and they could ride, with their growth. If we invested in Apple or Microsoft or Tesla, we would be millionaires. Just a $500,000 stock when it went public, and even if the first, second year of the company, these companies who put in some money, you would have been sitting in millions. So I like the Peter Lynch. He's a money manager who managed the Magellan Fund for Fidelity. So he said, from your own daily experience, find the companies that are doing well. So I bought a Tesla, not for the any kind of ego or anything. I just bought it because it's new technology. New technology really attracts me. And I was looking for a sports utility vehicle. I said, okay, let me take Tesla. And the Model X that I bought in 2016. And I drove that and I said, oh my God, this car is going to change the automobile industry. And so I invested in that. And it gave a return of 14 times of my investment, 14 times in just 3 years. Can you
Okay.
believe any investment multiplying 14 times in 3 years? But it happened to me. So,
Okay.
so you'll get those shots. If suppose some people, the youth especially, they're putting in money in Uber and DoorDash and Airbnb because they use them and they see that potential and they invest in that. So if you invest in the companies that you do business with, you know that about those companies much better than anybody else. And if they're growing and they're bringing in new products and services and all that, so you put in more money into it. Like Amazon is a household name now. Everybody uses Amazon now. But if you would have put money into Amazon, you'd have been millionaire now. So,
Okay.
so look for the companies that are disrupting the existing businesses or models and you use regularly and put some money every month, $100, $200 into Amazon or $100, $200 into, other shares. Even fractional shares you can buy nowadays. It's not that you need to have full share amount of money to buy. So use all those tools to put some money in the companies that you are familiar with, that you are using it, and that that they are going to disrupt the existing business models and grow well with the right management. So anybody can become wealthy by just investing. And Warren Buffett bought his first share when he was 12 years old. So,
Yeah.
so that's the reason why I am encouraging everybody around me, especially the youth, to start investing. So, in fact, we have a program in Temple every second Sunday of every month. So the Kanyaka Parameshwari Abhishekam. So I'm inviting the youth to come to this Abhishekam, and whoever comes, they gets one share of new companies. Like they got CRISPR share, they got Ionic share, they got SoFi share. They're going to get Coursera share. So I asked the parents to open the accounts in the children's names. So the children now, it's a very interesting turn with the children. Now, children, when they meet, at the parties and all that, they're talking about stocks and how they're doing, how the stock prices are moving, why they're moving. And I thought that's a good discussion to have than, do talking about something different, and this is much more, and the people know about the business and the companies and the shares. So they they will choose the right kind of companies, right technologies to study, and and if if they did a good job with respect to selecting two or three good companies, and they could be very wealthy by the time they get to workforce. 20 years ramp up on a share market with the good shares, you know, it'll become unbelievably wealthy.
Sir, I have a question here. I came from the countryside,
Hmm.
literally from countryside.
Hmm.
So in our childhood, some people has invested money in the shares. They committed suicides. Those are the impressions on our brains. So many people,
I was just saying, why would somebody commit a suicide if he invested share? If suppose they lost money, okay? Um, so why would they want to commit? I think first thing is you don't want to be greedy when you are investing in shares. You put in some money, okay? Not all. That is one. The second thing is you buy indexes. So like S&P 500 means it actually is a collection of 500 stocks. And there is always possibility couple of companies go bankrupt in those 500 shares, 500 stocks. It's okay. So other 495 or 98 companies will be there. So when you invest in an index fund, so the chances of losing the money are less. Overall, what I've noticed is I mean, this even whether in India or here now, um, the shares are appreciating over the time period. And if somebody invested in Reliance, for example, they are, Infosys, for example, they have become crorepati's now.
correct. That is true, sir. That is true. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm asking, but I'm asking the negative side of the thoughts, what people will have. Those questions also I'm asking, sir.
So
So
there
it's
could be
not
possible. There could be possible that in the past, people invested a lot and not knowing the market and speculation and all that, so probably lost. But so far, I've seen in my circle at least, people lost money, but not to the extent of committing suicide or anything, unless you do something like you take the loans and buy the shares.
correct. It was happened like this.
That's not right. Anytime it's not right. Anytime you borrow the money to buy the shares or anything, it's not good thing. So you buy within your means and buy good companies and the companies that are going to change the world. Reliance changed the world. Infosys changed the world. And
Correct.
so those kind of companies you invest in. Now Ola is another company coming up, electric bikes is also going to do well in India, Ola. So Bhavish Agarwal, that guy is from, I think, from IIT Kharagpur. So I met him also, and he has a very great vision and he's doing great. I mean, he could be, Elon Musk of India.
Hmm.
So identify some great companies that are disrupting and creating amazing products, and people will start using it daily, every day, day in, day out. And those kind of companies, you put it in, it's good. I mean, Warren Buffett said if he invested in Coca-Cola, and that's a day in, day out. People drink whenever they have thirsty, there is a Coca-Cola product available. So it's those companies don't go out of business. It's a over 150 years old company, Coca-Cola. So
Correct.
in fact, I've noticed one of the daughters suggested that I put some money for her in a Coca-Cola stock, and I was so amazed in the last 25 years how Coca-Cola appreciated compared to other investments. So we think that Coca-Cola is what there. It's a drinks company, but it has a very good business model.
Never die. Never die.
Yeah.
People will die, but the company never dies.
No, it won't.
Yeah. So coming back to one more question, sir. Career and company building. So what was the turning point that gave you the confidence to start ES2 Tech in 1997? especially after Y2K came and went.
No, I think 97 still the Y2K is still there.
Correct, correct. Yeah.
I think my turning point, I would say I was working in a large company. Um, they announced layoffs. So they were laying off people who were above 50. And I was just touching 30s at that time. And so I thought, my God, these people are laying off people who are above 50. So it's just a matter of time before, I get laid off.
Oh.
There's no job security in working for someone.
Mhm.
And so that kind of started me thinking. And this Y2K problem came, and I knew that it's a very prevalent problem. And what I thought is I could, have a team in India, and here together we will solve this Y2K problem. And so I, in fact, started the business, and then I formed the relationship with the Wipro. Wipro was my offshore partner.
Oh.
So in 98, 99, I think Wipro was my offshore partner. And so they, I did get them some projects and we worked together. And then later on, I opened my own offshore development center. They opened their own offices in Chicago. So we kind of separated out. But if you have an idea and you can reach out to the people and form a relationship. In the case of Wipro, luckily, what happened is one of my senior joined Wipro from telco. So I
Okay.
reached out to him,
Okay.
and that alumni or that thing is there. Oh, you're a same company you worked, that type of thing. And so he said, okay, I'll get you in, and we'll do projects for you. And at that time they didn't have good marketing and sales in the Midwest, so they were ready to partner with me. So we partnered, and and later on, I started my own development center. So I think the job security is not there, and that kind of motivated me to start my own business.
Thank you so much, sir.
If I'm not secure working for somebody, why should I, take that risk? And I can take the same risk and start my own business.
Thank you so much, sir. You give all the answers what I have. My learnings here. At the time of 50, they are laying up. So you have realized before.
Mhm.
So if I am reaching 50, I should realize before I should start some business. And how do I get a business? How do I relationship? I do have a question to ask. And you answered to me. You went to the alumni, there you would have made a friends. So somebody of us, if somebody parties or something is there, you have to go there, talk to them, talk to your friends, so that you'll get a relations.
Yeah, I think always, you'll find opportunities and connections and resources and everything. So we just have to, jump in and and swim. I think we have our very good survival instincts built into, our body and the mind. So we will survive. I think if and so my thing is in business, I won't say one should think that the first business you start will be successful. No, I think it's my third business was successful. Before that, I did two other businesses, but not as a full time, but as a part time. So both were, it's okay, but I won't say it's a fair, but it gave me some good experience. And so how to run the business and all that. And I also took a lot of classes from community college. Uh,
Um,
Community colleges offer very good courses. It's only hardly any money. I think we paid probably $100 for a course, something like that, in community college at those days. And you go in the evening and learn. And when I did my master's, I took the elective entrepreneurship. I could take any courses. And elective, I took entrepreneurship from business class. So I got some connections from the Washington University alumni also. Like first opportunity that I got in the MasterCard was from my alumni from Washington University. So we both were attending the classes, and he was the director in MasterCard. And then I went to him. I said, I started my business. Is there any possibility I can help you? Oh, sure. You come on over. And I was the vendor to the MasterCard in I would say 2000, 2002, something like that. So that opportunity came without much big problem. I was able to reach out to my classmate, and I said, hey, I started the business. Would you help me, or I'll also help you? And they had one unique problem at that time. Um, they had they had software that they need to convert into Japanese language.
Okay.
So they didn't have the capability to do it in the US. So then I went to my Wipro friends and said, hey, we have done so many things for Japanese, so we'll convert it. So they converted it. So it's like
Oh,
I didn't have to do anything. I just made connections between Wipro and MasterCard and was able to take the profit out of it. So
okay.
all kinds of things come when you start the business and you work on it and you leverage your connections, your friends, and your alumni. People will help.
Sir, when you're traveling this way, there are so many distractions will happen. How do you maintain without having a distraction? Like you're having a connections that time, some here and there, some people will pull off from your direction. How do you put yourself in the right track?
See, your business has to make profit ultimately. If it doesn't make profit, it will die. So the first and foremost you do look at it is you take the deals that are profitable. Don't take the deals that are not profitable. I could have, for the sake of revenue sake, I could have gone and done a lot of business, but I chose not to. I said, I want to have a good, decent profit. And that decent profit helps to run the business and provide good training and career opportunities for employees. So we got to make sure that you are in areas that um, there's less competition, and you can have a good margin on your services. So if you have those things and you have a direct connection with employees and also with your customers, so I think if you have those, you can build a good company.
Okay. Sir, I'll be asking, as I said, I'm sorry, I'm repeating, I'm asking like a student only. Sir, can I say one thing? You are so intelligent, that is the reason you are able to run the business. Is if I made the statement, do you agree or disagree? I know you studied from IIT and all the study. That is the reason you are able to run the business. If I made the statement, what is your take on that?
I don't think education has anything to do with the success in the business. The business success is more risk taking. I don't think yeah, my IIT degree or Washington University degree showed me how to take the risk, how to solve problems, how to manage employees, how to build relationships. So I don't think these are, they were very focused on subjects, technology, um, engineering, those kind of things. But these are the soft skills. So that's the reason why I encourage youth to build a lot of soft skills rather than hard skills. You can learn Python, but how long Python will stay there? So, so hard skills are easy to replace, but soft skills are the ones that one need to focus on, learn. And I think I would say I sharpened my soft skills a lot after coming here. For example, I was not a good speaker. I was, anytime I wanted to speak in public, I used to sweat, literally sweat, and I used to tremble, and words were not coming out. So that was the thing I had. But I went through Toastmasters program at the work. In my company, they had a Toastmasters program. They meet every Sunday, actually. I mean, every week once. So there I finished 10 speeches. And after I finished the 10 speeches, so my colleagues and the people that were with me said, "Oh my God, you improved so much in your communication skills." So so that's very important. Communication skills are very, very important. So I even did the Dale Carnegie class also on public speaking. So these kind of things, able to speak confidently and persuasively to people is very, very important skill. So it was not taught in IITs. It was not taught in Washington University.
So,
Myself.
okay, I can take a from here. You said to improve yourself, you joined the Toastmaster classes and daily Carnegie course.
Mhm.
I am aware of the two courses, and Daily Carnegie is one of the how to in French and influence people. He wrote, and
Mhm.
he is having a lot of classes. Even when I went to the Saudi, there also they are having a classes. Anybody want, they can attend the classes. They do have books in internet.
Yep. So it's very important to build the soft skills. I think the most important thing I would consider if I were a student starting my life, um, seeing what I've seen, what I experienced, I would learn uh, yoga, meditation very quickly, and um, and also answer this question: Who am I? If I can answer that question, who am I at say around 2024, my life trajectory would have been completely different. So, uh, give you an example. I think we have seen Narendra Modi. I think he realized who he is very quickly. And that's why he left his wife. I mean, some people do that.
Sir, you can take water, sir.
Yeah. So some people do that, but let me take some.
Yeah, please.
So, in the case of Narendra Modi, or in the case of Sadhguru, if you look at it, these people realized who they are um, very in 20s. Sadhguru, I think, realized around 24. I don't put the timeline on Narendra Modi, but he also realized who he is. And once you realize who you are, then you come up with something. Oh, this is the big problem I want to solve. And in the case of Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev, he thought once he realized who he is, he was full of joy and the bliss. I mean, every cell of his body was, bristling with the happiness. I said, my gosh, if somebody can, get to this state, who doesn't want it? So, but he was doing yoga for 12 years. Before,
Okay,
when he came to 24 year,
correct.
he knew who he was. But 12 years he was doing yoga and he spent a lot of time in the forests among the animals, creatures, and all that. And then he read books. I mean, he took 1 year off to read any and every book that was there in the library. So when you realize who you are, and you will find out what's the big problem people are facing, and you want to solve them, and then you become very impactful and very successful being. So I could think of Sadhguru as one like that. Narendra Modi is like that. Even Elon Musk. I would consider him similar category. So he was also very prolific reader. So libraries and libraries of books he read, and very quickly realized that the human consciousness that we know as we experience today, which evolved over millions of years, will be gone if the whip if we have a asteroid hit, and big asteroid hits the earth, just like dinosaurs are vanished, we all will vanish.
Correct.
And or if you have a nuclear war, we all will go away.
Correct.
So he said, boy, this is such a big challenge. We need to save the planet. And how do we do that? If we start living in another planet like Mars, then if something happens to Earth, people on the Mars can come to the Earth and rebuild everything.
Oh my God.
That, I mean, seriously, that is the motivating factor for him to, start Tesla, start SpaceX,
Oh
and
my God.
start this boring company, and then Neuralink and robots and all that. Because when you go to the Mars, if you want to send the people, it's too expensive. You got to create the environment and all that. But if you have a robots, they don't need all these oxygen, environment and all that. You can create robots to withstand the temperatures and weather there easily. And
Yeah. Sir, let me ask you about you. People are waiting for your knowledge, sir. So
okay.
I'm bringing back to your greatness. People joined here to know about you, sir. What are the top three challenges of building a company in the US, and how did you overcome them?
So first is the money is a big challenge, always. Capital. Um, so that is the one challenge I have noticed. I was able to overcome by having build good margins. So if you have a service, and $100 service, for example, and then provide it to you charge the customer for say $100, but your costs are only 50, then you know you within if you build a customer for months of service, you get 2 months of payment from them.
Correct.
Okay? So you can use the money that is generated by the business to grow your business without taking loans. Like, you get the money faster than you pay your vendors and employees. That's what you need to do. Like Michael Dell, um, he built billions of dollars of hardware company, because when you order a Dell computer, you pay the money right away. But he takes that money and brings in all the parts, assembles it, and delivers you the computer in those days. So you got to cash flow and the capital are very important. So in my case, we just started with my business also is started with $500. My investment is only still today is, we added a little bit of bit later, but initial investment is always the $500. So capital and cash flow are more important. That's a big challenge. And attracting great employees is another big challenge. So attracting and retaining is a big challenge. And so that is the second one. And the third one is, focus. If you want to do all things to all people and you don't have the resources to do all things to all people, and then you get crushed. So you got to be focused on maybe certain areas and build, very in-depth expertise, and so that nobody can come and dislodge you. So
Okay.
those are the things: capital, people, and focus are the big
Okay.
challenges.
Actually, you told many points, sir. I am pointed out all the points. You said to start a business, we need a money. But there are some people, they are saying that if not only money, you should identify the problem properly, and you can go and tell some others and get investors. That is the scenario I'm hearing. So what is the take on that if somebody says this statement?
That's also there. That's a startup culture has evolved from our time 38 years ago to now. And there are lots of people who are wealthy people who are ready to invest in startups. So, but in our time, it wasn't there. Okay.
Okay.
So in our time, we have to, you know, take our own money and friends' money and on the loans and all that we have to start. So, but today that's culture has changed. So if you have a great idea, great team, and you were able to solve problems and create prototypes, you'll get funding.
So if somebody want to do it nowadays, how they can approach, can you share some information?
So, I mean, we have very good programs now. They say, for example, we are conducting a program in India, a entrepreneurship and leadership boot camp. So it's a 4-month program, and we take about 5 students each in one each group, and we are doing this Moonpreneur Entrepreneurship and Leadership Development Program in association with IITs and IIMs in India. So they start every month. Uh, I'd recommend people do that type of program first. So create a business plan. Like everybody in our daily life, we see problems. So you say, hey, this is the problem. I can solve it. I can scale it up. But to do that, you need to understand all the things, ingredients that go into starting a business. So that's what we teach. And the Silicon Valley alumni, Silicon Valley based teachers teach this program. So people can take this program, and which I am offering, people in India. So if they do this 4-month program, they get an idea of how to create a business plan. Now, most of the IITs and IIMs have something called incubation center. So once you create a business plan and you know get some funding from either in your own sources or from relatives, friends, then you can create a prototype, um, and you can incubate the business in these incubation centers. And once your prototype is ready, and you want to take it to the broader market, you could go to accelerators. Again, these institutions have incubation centers, accelerators as well. So there you can get the more venture funding. And there are some really neat websites are available, like Kickstarter. So you can put your idea and the product in the Kickstarter, and people buy those products by paying money. $50, $100, whatever it is, a gizmo gadget you try and put it on Kickstarter. And if you have 1,000 people buy it, and you get the money and use that money to, create the product and sell it. So there are a lot of options available now compared to what when we were building the businesses.
Yeah, there are so many points you told, sir. So somebody watching this video, they have to listen these videos, watch this video multiple times, then only they will get a lot of points. Sir, you said they have to create a business plan, and
Mhm.
you are offering a course. So do you teach them, or how is it? So they have to enroll the classes. How is it? Can you elaborate
So
on that
we,
point?
we have with IIM Lucknow, we are doing series of these entrepreneurship programs, and other IITs and IIMs also we are doing. Um, so it's available on Moonpreneur website, moonpreneur.com/ELDP. So you will get to the programs, and if anybody is interested doing the Moonpreneur program, they could. reach out to me. I will put them in touch with the right people to get enrolled. It's only 4-month program. It's only 6,000 rupees they pay. If somebody says I don't have 6,000, I'm willing to even pay that and enroll them if they are really interested. So money should not be a factor, but it's the experience that you get being part of this team of 5 people and solving a real world problem and doing the customer research, building the prototype, and building the sales plan, financial plan, production plan, all these things as part of the this boot camp, and making a presentation to venture firms and judges. So it's a great experience.
Thank you, sir. And next question is it's related to wellness and financial success. Sir, before I ask this question, you said the first two business you didn't do well. So
Mhm.
if I ask you, what are the mistakes you might attempt that time?
No, I think many people know something like Amway, right?
Ah,
So like it's a multi-tier, retail program.
correct,
Similarly, there was something to sell water filters and vitamins.
correct.
So one of the colleague at the work asked me why don't you try? So I tried. It used to be the name of the product is called Juice Plus, uh,
Okay,
and there is a capsule that has multiple fruits, and they basically extracted essence of the fruits and made it into a capsule, and the same thing extracted the essence of the vegetables and made a capsule. So I took those capsules and I felt very good about it. So I said, if I felt so good, other people also will feel so good. So he said, okay, I'll also join the market. So, I mean, that was a pretty interesting because um, I was trying to get these capsules and going to people's homes and selling them. My father-in-law saw at that time, my father-in-law, mother-in-law were there at our home. And they said, "Oh my God, we gave our daughter to you. You are educated in IIT and you're selling the water filters and in the tablets." They told my wife about that. And I said, I just smiled. I said, they didn't know what I'm trying to do here. But that gave me a very good knowledge about how the sales process works. We every week we used to meet in one of the, the leader of this group. So we used to meet, and I saw the people who are divorced, people who had a death in the family, husband or somebody died, and people who lost jobs. They were doing these things, and they were selling more than somebody who has a job, somebody who has a money, somebody has everything. I felt a little embarrassed. I said, my God, how these guys are doing this? So we kind of talk how many filters you sold, how many vitamin boxes you sold, right? So we compare the notes and the weekly meeting. And so I was so shocked to see. Then I realized that if you use a product, whatever may be the product, and it benefited you, and you transmit that experience and the emotion to the other person, then they actually buy without even asking you asking. And so for doing a sales and marketing, you don't need a huge amount of thing. You just need a persistence and right message and trust you need to build. So those kind of things I learned. Just I think I did that probably about 6 months. That was a great experience. And then I think we started a business with another friend. Um, and then it's a partnership that we started, and we didn't get along well. So then I realized that partnerships have some issues. So it's better if I start my own. So that's why I don't have a partner today. And so just being alone, building the business, you can make the decisions quickly and move faster. So those are the kind of good experiences I had. But both, I would say, kind of failures. If I would have, risen to area a leader in the multi-marketing company, that would have been a success, I would consider. But I didn't go anywhere there. And even the other partnership firm, if we were successful, that would have been a different story. But we winded up, and then they started their own company. I mean, he started his own company, I started my own company, and both did well. So those some of the experiences that I had really helped in terms of fine-tuning my business, and also helped me not to make the decisions that will hurt the business and navigate through all kinds of challenges.
Financial independence is an issue many immigrants struggles with.
Simple thing about finances. Who is the richest person? So he gave us two examples. Somebody who makes 1 rupee spends 99 cents, or I would say 1 rupee 99 paisa, or somebody who makes 1 lakh spends 1 lakh 1,000 rupees. Who is rich? So he said the person who makes 1 rupee and spends 99 cents is richer than the person who makes 1 lakh, but he spends 1 lakh 10,000.
Okay.
So it's all money is all, you know, the if we can limit our material instincts and buy the stuff, big stuff or great stuff, there's money for living. I mean, as I said, when we came to this country, we were saving three-fourths of the money. So I think important thing is save money, invest in good, whether it's invest in the real estate. My real estate investments in India did tremendously well, 100 times return. I only got Tesla only 14 times return. The one
Ah,
that in India is even super. I bought, I think, 1 lakh rupee, 1 lakh's plot, in 2003 and 4. Now it is 1 crore,
hmm.
100 times.
So flat for 1 lakh and it's going to be 100 crore.
1 crore. It can actually go to 10 crores.
Where is it, sir? So here I have points, sir. Where is it and
But
how do you plan? Can you elaborate?
again, I think people who are growing up now, they should look at investing in, real estate, especially the land in India. And there are some, unlike before, if you go through some, good land developers, and the titles and safety and security of the land, everything is good. So, so if you buy the land, or buy shares that are upcoming and disrupting, um, it's you can build a wealth. So there is no need for all the different things, and there's all kinds of business opportunities are there with the AI now. You can create your own, YouTube, Instagram, um, a social Facebook things, and the more views you get, the more money you get. And I notice some of the YouTubers making $250,000 a year.
Okay.
$250,000 talking about, there's a guy who talks about Tesla, there's a guy who talks about all different spices. They make, 250,000 plus. I mean, I'm just talking very conservatively, 250,000. There are people who are making millions. on the social media.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of possibilities are there. But most important thing is save money. Don't spend. If you spend too much money, you will never become financially independent. So you save money, invest, you become financially independent.
Okay, sir. I have two questions, sir. I have seen your website. Okay, there I noticed something you are building trust with the government agencies
Mhm.
and multiple states you are doing business.
Mhm.
So on that, I want to ask one question. How do you build trust and long-term relationships with US customers and government agencies?
See, when you do business with the government, you got to be honest and you got to deliver. And those are very important. So honesty is very, very important. And then there are no corruption. So one thing I noticed in the government, you can't even give a small pencil to your clients. If you give a pencil, they have to, report it, and it becomes a problem. So very quickly I realized that you cannot influence the government people with any materialistic things. So it considered as bad behavior or even corrupt behavior.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to be honest. And good thing with the government is you can pretty much figure it out. Who are the mm, current vendors, and if they are failing, and you can figure it out the reasons they are failing, and then you position yourself and participate in the RFP process and submit a really good proposal, you'll win the contracts.
Sir, how do you know the vendors, sir? So actually, this question is related to the job holders. So now what happened? You know better than me, but I'm explaining more.
Mhm.
Sorry for that. So now we are attending for the interviews. We have multi-layers of business, job layers are there. So if somebody wanted to know real vendors of the company, how they can get it?
I think that problem is not going to be there now because what I'm noticing these days, the customers are asking the approval notice, H-1B approval notice, okay? And so when they see a approval notice, the employer name is there. And if that employer is not the one that is providing the resource, they say, hey, we don't want to work. We want to work directly with the employer. So even Trump administration, I think with the H1 renewals, they probably will bring that whether the person is directly employed or through the layers. And if somebody is employed through the layers, probably their extensions or renewals or changes would be denied.
Okay.
But it's important to find if you're a job seeker, it's important to find who is the client. You should ask them. And you should also ask how many layers are there. And if there are multiple layers are there and you're not working for you know, the directly to the client, don't go for it.
Now, my question was how if somebody like I wanted to go for the primary layer only, but if I doesn't know who else who will call me first, I'll feel that that guy is a primary vendor. He says that I am a prime vendor, and the
So
end of the day,
I think wherever I'm working in a government environment, the my clients also interview them.
okay,
People will know in the interview process whether you're talking to the client and who is the client and what's my relationship with the client, all that stuff. So don't just get in because somebody offered some money or some things. I think if you take the mindset that I want to work directly to the prime vendors or directly with the clients, um, then you can find them.
Okay.
You can find them. But if you
Oh,
if you just go with the wind, then you might be taken advantage of. But you say, I want, you ask the question when you are applying for a job, are you a prime vendor? Are you the one who is actually having the team at this place? And if they say no or they can't answer, then just move on, go somewhere else.
okay. Next, I want to ask something like giving back to the society related question. So
Mhm.
you established, as per my investigation or whatever it is, I found some of the good points about you. You established the Fortune Fund
Mhm.
for students benefit. What encouraged you to give back on such an enormous level?
See, I think it's all came from one of my employees' suggestion. So he's also from a small village in Andhra Pradesh at that time. So he said, why not we do something for the poor people from the villages? So we established this fortune fund, and then we said which schools we should go. So we said whoever came from village schools, like I came from a village school, and my project manager at that time also came from village school. So we selected some of the schools where we actually passed, and so that as an alumni we have connections with the schools, and the principal or the headmaster or the teachers will have access, and will be able to communicate. So we adopted some schools, and we started helping. So that's how we started.
So how much fund you have allocated for that program, sir? What are the events you do?
So last year in India, we spent close to 50 lakhs
Okay.
per year.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's good amount, very good amount. Yeah.
Yeah. So this year, in the US, we spent $60,000
Oh,
for the student scholarships.
really appreciate you, sir. It's not a, it's not a small amount. You are giving a bright path for the students.
Mhm.
Probably they will not come and talk to you. And I'm also one kind of beneficiary like that initiatives from others.
Mhm.
So today I'm with you
Mhm.
and I'm doing interview with you. So probably they may not talking to you directly, but they will shine in other place.
Mhm.
So one more question related to this. Do you believe giving back early in your life and also enables you grow professionally and financially?
I think giving back is always helps you grow. It need not be the money. It may be your time. So going some voluntary organizations and working at the food bank, um, and working, voluntary work in temple or any associations, arranging functions and doing these kind of things always helps you grow. So it need not be money. So the connections you build, develop, are always, rich, and also you share what you have, and you start expanding your horizon from just your family to the people around you, and in the country, in the state, in the world, like that. You expand, and your impact will increase. So it need not be money. So people may not have money in the beginning, but I've seen, for example, some people adopt a highway, a small portion of highway. They keep it,
Correct.
they keep it clean.
Correct. Correct.
Just be there. I mean, there are so many opportunities. If somebody say I'm available for a Saturday or Sunday in a few hours, there's so many opportunities are there. People should look out for those opportunities and make themselves available to serve others. So whether it's time or material like money or goods, it's okay.
Next question, sir. Uh, how do you now define happiness and success? Has that changed since you first came to the US?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, when I came to US, probably my happiness was when I get more money, right? Whether it's in increase in compensation, or if I did second job, I got a little bit of more money. So, so it definitely changed from money to service. If I provide service to more people, and if I was able to impact the people in a positive way, in a transformational way, I get more happiness now than, earning more money. So
Okay.
it did change. Money to service is, if I serve people, if I help people, I get a lot of happiness.
Yeah. Even I was seeing multiple doctor videos, sir. He was first. His name is Dr. Gokhale. You can check in the YouTube also. He's not having a ear and all. You can see to you to identify him. I'm telling you, if you help.
To plunge into entrepreneurship because, you know, when I came to this country, I had only 500. So when I started my business, to reach the 500, I have to lose a lots of money. But I said, okay, if we get to 500, we'll rebuild again. So that's risk taking is very important. Keeping that risk taking attitude is very important. And creative thinking is very important. Creative problem solving. So you got to innovate. And we can innovate much better with our knowledge and brains and all that. So innovative thinking is very important. And the of course is you got to delight your clients in the sense that it got to be the service you provide, it should be 10 times better than anybody else. So the reason Tesla is successful because it's 10 times better than the normal car. So people want to go and buy it now because it can drive itself from point A to point B, which is the normal car which will do nothing.
Correct.
So you got to your product or service should be 10 times better. And so then your customers get delighted and they want to be with you forever.
Correct.
So those are the three things I would say.
What are the errors that we must avoid in order to start a company here?
First and foremost is you want greedy. You don't start the business for making more money or becoming rich. The moment greed sets in, your business doesn't go well. And business you will have ups and downs. And then if you're greedy and you don't have money, you get burned out. So greed should not be the factor, or greed should not be the focus, or the money should not be the focus. Um, Money in the sense, money, you got to have money to build the business, but money to enjoy, it should not be the focus. Okay, so that is the big mistake I see. And then the other mistake I see, the entrepreneurs, they try to do everything to everyone. So too broad. I think it's difficult. When you're starting out, you got to be very focused on a certain customers, certain products, certain services that you can do well, nobody else can. And so the lack of focus is probably the second reason they fail. And the third one is in the business persistence. You got to be persistent. So you try one thing, it fails. Try second thing, it fails. Third one, it fails, like that. But still, you should keep going. Um, so that is another thing. Persistence is another thing. People give up very quickly, and so those are the top three things I can think of.
Sir, one more question, sir. If you were 25 again, in 2025.
Mhm.
So start fresh in US. What would you actually do differently in order to succeed early? This is the final question.
As I said, I would spend my time in realizing who am I, that I would try to find the answer to who am I question. And once I find the answer to who am I, the world opens up for you.
How do you get the answer for that? So
You got to
when you
have that.
say who am I will think that immediately close everything, go to Himalayas. Is that thinking will come?
No, no, no. It isn't. That used to be the olden days, but not anymore. Like, you have Elon Musk. He didn't leave anything and gone to Himalayas. He's building, business, and he wants to us to go to Mars, and he's making things happen. And he would be the first trillionaire in the world who is rich by 1 trillion very soon. I mean, the way he is going, I think. So the first question is, who am I? Question, if you can answer it, that will open up a humongous possibilities. Then you might find some problem. And I say, I want to make a difference. I want to solve this problem and I want to make a difference. And they will attract humongous resources, wealth, and opportunities, and they will be very, very successful. If I would be starting out, I would do a lot of yoga, a lot of meditation, a lot of reading to get the answer of who am I. And once I get it, nothing will stop you.
Okay. Finally, you are saying that if you are in 25 again, in 25,
Mhm.
2025, you will do yoga, meditation,
And reading, a lot of reading.
reading.
Mhm.
So what kind of books you suggest us to read?
I mean, there's all kinds of books on, you can start with the Gita if you're Hindu, if you can start Quran, Bible, whatever it is. All these books, um, and their gurus are there. That also helps you, get to that answer to that question. So it might take a little bit of time, a year or two, but you'll eventually get it. But you got to have that strong desire to find that answer. But the good thing is, once you find the answer, you become very impactful, very successful. The
Okay.
actions you take and the resources you attract, it's not the question of you going. The resources and the opportunities will come to you.
Okay. Thank you, Day. Nice talking to you,
Mhm.
and a lot of insights from in this interaction. Actually, I came to US to grab the information, share to our nation.